I'm joined here with London Bees manager Marie Hourihan. Marie, there's been a small break over December. How have your preparations been for the second half of the season?
Yes, obviously it was nice for everyone to have a break, a bit of a mental and physical refresh, but obviously got the season back underway with the FA Cup game at the weekend, which was, obviously a big game coming back in after the Christmas break, but we were all back in last Tuesday, so good week's training and now back in again, getting ready for the Capital Cup game against London City at the weekend.
As you mentioned, we had our FA Cup third round game at the weekend. Sadly, we did exit, but how proud are you for the girls for reaching the third round?
Yeah, it was a very good achievement. Like I said in my previous interview, the performance against Southampton, which was in the end our last game before Christmas, has probably been, in terms of across the whole board, in possession, out of possession, the best game we'd put together as a side since the start of the season. So, obviously it was disappointing not to get the game the following weekend because of the weather, and then it got rearranged for the weekend straight after Christmas, which wasn't ideal in terms of preparations, obviously only being back in training for 3 sessions prior to it. But in terms of for the girls, obviously it was a great experience to come up against a championship side, full time team as well, training 6 times a week. So it was a big ask, and I think for our players a great experience in terms of what the levels are and what to be able to compete at that level where we need to be. So again, it was a good marker going into this week's game for London City and building back in for the League campaign on the 22nd.
As you mentioned, we're back in cup action again this Sunday against the London City Lionesses. What challenge are you expecting from them at the weekend?
Again, London City have got an extremely good setup. They've got a style of play. They like to play throughout all their age groups. So we're expecting again a tough footballing game. But again, it's an opportunity for my players to put on a performance to enable them to be in the starting 11 going into Bridgewater, because that's what we're building for now. And again, it's a cup competition. It's an opportunity to win silverware. So again, it's a game that we're taking very seriously and that we want to win and get into the next round.
And after that, we do return to league action. We've got 3 important games with Bridgewater, Crawley Wasps and Plymouth all around us in the table. How important is it to hit the ground running and start moving away from the bottom half of the table? Absolutely,
and as I said, these cup games leading into it was, it's about building momentum, and we need these games going into the Bridgewater game. But we know in terms of how big these next 3 games are, they are massive. But we want to be a team that competes in that higher part of the table. Then we've got to embrace these fixtures and come out of them with positive performances, which hopefully will lead to better results and get us up the table. But we're under no illusions in terms of the task ahead of us. But we know if we assert ourselves and apply ourselves properly, then we'll put ourselves in a great position to get results out of these games.
Our next home game is against Plymouth, which is a really big game for the London Bees. What's your message to fans to come down and support the team?
No, absolutely. For us, we're not happy with how we performed at home so far this season. So to have that support and just to have the supporters come down, it does make a huge difference. And going into this second half of the season, it's definitely something that we want to make a significant change to, is in terms of our level of performance at home, and turn the Hive into a ground that teams don't like to come to because they know they're going to have a difficult game here. So again, we call on all the supporters. Obviously the men's team are doing very well at the moment, so come down and support the women's team, because your support will make a big difference to us.
Marie, thank you for your time.
No problem.
Cheers, mate.